With Amex Platinum, you can enjoy access to dedicated card member entrances at select events because skipping the line makes you the star of game day. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withAmex. Card member entrance access not limited to Amex Platinum Card.
I'm not going back to college to be your friend. I'm going so I can get Uber One for students. It saves you on Uber and Uber Eats. I'm there for $0 delivery fee on cheeseburgers, up to 10% off smoothies, and 6% Uber cash back on rides. Just to be clear, I'm there for savings, not whatever you think college is for.
Get Uber One for students, a membership to save on Uber and Uber Eats. With deals this good, everyone wants to be a student. Join for just $4.99 a month. Savings may vary. Eligibility and member terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover because we love all the ways you enjoy. Wait. Coffee Mate can't love coffee more than me. I'm a foodie. I went to Kyoto just for a nitro matcha latte. What? Oh, I have to finish the ad. Coffee Mate, for the love of coffee.
The NFL season is finally here, so make sure you're ready with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. It gives you the most live NFL games all in one place, exactly what you need to make your Sundays more magical. Sign up today at youtube.com/Sunday Ticket. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
Welcome to the Eagles Checkdown, right here on the Eagles Pin Pull Podcast Network. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. It is Friday, the 20th of September, and we're talking keys for an Eagles victory against the New Orleans Saints. This is the Eagles Checkdown. Like I said, the fastest under 10-minute Eagles podcast every single day of the week. Bringing you news, notes, opinions, whatever is on my mind with our Philadelphia Eagles. But it is week 3, Eagles in New Orleans to face the 2-0 Saints. And what is going on with our Eagles? What do we need to see them do to get a W in New Orleans and get back on a winning track and a winning mindset? Eagles Nation is falling off a cliff right now. A majority of Eagles Nation is ready to pack in the season already. And it drives me nuts. And in opinion, it ate it away because it's 1-1. This was going to be a tough start of the season. We were going to go 2-2 at best to start this season. New players, new coordinators, so much happening on this team, and everyone's freaking out. We're going to talk about this week's game and what they need to do to win. First, we got to know who the New Orleans Saints are to know what we can do. First off, Derek Carr completing 76% of his passes through the first 2 games. Alvin Kamara rejuvenated, almost 200 rushing yards, 5.7 per carry. Another 92 on in the air. 5 touchdowns total. I believe it's 5 touchdowns. So there might even be more than that. Hold on a second. Where are my notes? He's got a lot of touchdowns already. Defense, getting sacks, turning the ball over. The team averaging on the run, almost 5 a carry, running the ball. All things that the Eagles aren't doing well in the last week or so. They're not stopping the run. They're not getting pressure on the quarterback, and they're not sacking or creating turnovers on their team. But let's not act like the New Orleans Saints are this Super Bowl contending team. Let's remember they played the Carolina Panthers and won by 30 in week 1. Yeah, it was a close game in week 2 against the they beat up on the Cowboys a little bit, but their defense did give up some plays to the Dallas Cowboys in week 2. And the Cowboys, they're just as much of a disaster as the Eagles anyway. So I'm not really looking at that super much. What we need to do is this Eagles offense is going to score this week. I have no doubt about it, even with A.J. Brown most likely being out again. We'll talk about the offense from the Eagles in a second. It's going to come down to our defense making adjustments to what they've done the last 2 weeks. How can they stop Alvin Kamara? And I don't know whether they can fully stop him. It's whether they can contain him. That is the big question. I think the first thing that has to be addressed is Vic Fangio's distribution of snaps along the defensive line and on the edge. Jalen Carter constantly playing 75% of snaps. Josh Sweat, 60%. You got guys like Milton Williams only playing 41%. Moro Jomo played 17 snaps on Monday night. Thomas Booker's is performing at the same level as Jordan Davis and only played 9 snaps. Alex Hunt still hasn't gotten a snap on defense yet this year. That is where we've got to start finding Vic Fangio tweaks to the defensive line. Bring Carter down a little bit so he's healthier or fresher at the end of a game. Maybe mix in Milton Williams and Ojomo and Booker a little bit more. Find someone. I mean, Bryce Huff and Nolan Smith are doing nothing to get after a quarterback. Why can't Jalex Hunt, who was a training camp darling, get a single snap in a football game? That is what we need to see them do. We need to see Vic Fangio mix it up a little bit on Sunday to contain these guys. You're not going to sack Derek Carr 5 times, 6 times. He gets rid of the ball way too fast, but you can still get pressure on him. You can still get hands in his face. And look, Derek Carr ain't no Joe Montana. He ain't no Patrick Mahomes. He can be rattled and he can be beat. So that's what we need. We need our defensive line to step up. We need our Georgia Bulldogs to step up. We need Vic Fangio, who surprisingly is getting very little criticism from the fan base right now. It's all Nick Sirianni. It's all Jalen Hurts' fault. No, it's Vic Fangio. It's a big problem right now. We need to see him make some adjustments. That is the first thing I want to see. We've got to be able to slow down and contain Kamara and Carr. And we do that by our defensive front 7 making some plays for a change. We have one other big issue with the defense. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson popped up on the injury report today and did not practice. Now, it sounds like it could be okay or it's not a serious injury. But if we're missing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on Sunday, I don't even know what you do with safety. Do you move Avonte Maddox out there and then slide Quinion Mitchell into the slot and then put Isaiah Rodgers out there? Do you start Tristan McCullum? What do you do at safety? Do you put Cooper DeJean out there? I don't know what the answer is to that right now. I'm not even close to figuring that one out because I don't want to lose Quinion Mitchell in the outside because Quinion Mitchell has been one of the bright spots of our defense so far, tied for the league in pass breakup so far this season. So I don't know what the answer is. Let's hope it's not a serious Chauncey Gardner-Johnson injury. Hopefully he can play. But if not, in my opinion, I'm gonna start with Tristan McCollum out there to see if he can do it. If not, then I will move Avonte Maddox out there later in the game if McCollum cannot do it. In my opinion, that is the route I would take. Now, offensively speaking for the Eagles, A.J. Brown probably won't play. Can we find a way to get Dallas Goedert involved? Can we find a way to give Dallas Goedert an opportunity to make a play? I teased the idea on Trending in the AM and on Twitter this week that maybe Dallas Goedert just isn't as good as we think. He's a very good tight end. I'm not trying to say he's bad. But maybe he's not that top 5 elite tight end that we used to think because he can't get himself open to make these plays. Or Jalen Hurts isn't finding him, depending on which side of the coin you want to take. But I want to see Dallas Goedert get utilized. I want to see him get involved in some way. And I think that will help offset a little bit of the A.J. Brown problem. This Eagles offense is going to move the ball. It's going to cook. They moved the ball. They had 4 super long, great scoring drives. In week 2, they had 6 long scoring drives. In week 1, they can move the ball and they can score. They need to do that. Keep the ball. The best way to stop Derek Carr and Alvin Kamara and company, Chris Olave, is to keep the ball out of their hands. They can't put up. They got 91 points, I think, this year so far in 2 weeks. They're not going to score 45 points if you don't give them the ball. And we've seen the Eagles run the clock, run the ball, long, methodical drives this year. Throughout the first 2 weeks, we need more of that, and we need to be even more successful. So that's what I think. I know Eagles Nation is falling to pieces after 2 weeks. There's almost no Eagles fan that thinks the Eagles can win on Sunday, a 1 o'clock game. On a side note, I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I love 1 p.m. football games. I just love it. Get up, have breakfast, set my fantasy lineups, watch the game, and then 4 o'clock, boom, have dinner, have time with the family, do whatever else you want to do. I'm a big 1 o'clock game. We got 4 straight weeks of 1 o'clock games, so I love it. But Eagles fans are jumping off the bridge and could care less about this game. The season is already over. I don't think so. Yes, the Saints are 2-0. Yes, the Eagles are falling to pieces according to everybody. No, the Saints are not unbeatable. I've got the Eagles winning this game 31-28, high-scoring affair. And this time, the Eagles, which are way more talented than we're giving them credit for, come through and make the big stop at the big moment or make the big play at the big moment. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw an interception instead of touchdown, or the Eagles make a stop. That is what's going to happen in this game against the Saints, and we are going to come out with a 31-28 victory. Last week, I gave you my first ever lock of the week. the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 7.5 against the Detroit Lions, and a hit. So this week, we're going to go with another NFL betting lock of the week to wrap this show up. Coincidentally, my lock of the week is again the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're hosting the Denver Broncos. They're 6.5-point favorites. The Buccaneers are the team that's going to win the NFC South, in my opinion. And they go ahead and get another W this week to take a first place and commanding lead in that division. I got them minus 6.5 for my lock, stone cold lock of the week. Guys, this is the Eagles Checkdown right here on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I'm Phil Stouffer. You can find me live on YouTube, linked below, every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30, taking your thoughts, opinions on all sports, like Taiwan Walker today, getting blown up. The Sixers' new arena we're going to talk about tomorrow. There's so much to talk about every morning, so make sure you check it out and have your opinions heard. Again, this is the Eagles Checkdown on the Eagles Pinpool Podcast Network. I am Phil Stouffer. Go Birds, and bubble up to you.
Introducing our biggest GMC Acadia ever, offering bigger screens, bigger views, and even bigger journeys. Live your biggest life in the all-new GMC Acadia.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes per detail.
Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
So what's it like to buy your first cryptocurrency on Kraken? Well, let's say I'm at a food truck I've never tried before. Am I gonna go all in on the loaded taco? No, sir. I'm keeping it simple, starting small. That's trading on Kraken. Pick from over 190 assets and start with the $10 in your pocket. Easy. Go to Kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Interactive Inc., PWI, DBA Kraken. View PWI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.